Welcome to the Talkative Tim Podcast.
Woo! What you about to witness is my thoughts.
Man.
My thoughts, man.
Switched up the lights a little bit tonight. Wanted to try out something a little different. I'm here for another episode, man. Let's get straight into it with our quote. The quote in the theme of tonight's episode is satisfy your soul, not society. It's very big. Me and my friend had a conversation about this a couple of days before, and that has been something big on my mind just because I am posting more. My goal is to be more consistent with my content, putting myself out there in front of friends and family now, showing that, hey, I do this. So I want to kind of talk about, satisfying your soul, not just in terms of doing your content, but just being real to who you are. And because that's very important. And it's funny because I also watched a J. Cole interview today with Bob Meyer, and he talked a lot about that as well, just about having confidence in himself no matter what. So that's just going to be the theme of tonight. Satisfy your soul, not society. And this will be kind of more of a rant tonight. I'm trying to get better at that. One step at a time, though. Before we get into that, let me get a quick update about my knees. Right now, I don't want to say that I'm dying of boredom, but I want to get back into my creating workout videos and things of that nature. So I decided to record my last couple rehab sessions that I'm doing at home, and just show that process of what you should do if you have an injury like mine, which is a bilateral patellar tendon rupture. So I plan on posting those. Just again, when I was looking for content over this, when I was worried at night, trying to find out what kind of exercises I should be doing, what should I be going through, I kept seeing videos with one person, but I never seen videos with two. With two legs being injured at the same time. So my hope is to put that out there so someone, hopefully, knocking on wood right there, is no one has to go through this. It keeps being a rare thing, but if someone does happen to get this bilateral tear, they have some type of reference to go through. So they want to make the same mistakes I'm doing. Again, I am living by myself, so it's kind of weird. People kind of get worried about that, but I think it's making me stronger because I have to get up and do stuff by myself. It's helping a lot, but it takes my time to do everything. It takes me a very long time to do a lot of things. So I'm trying to just help people in the best way I can. Wow, this lighting is looking really good, man. I got up today and moved some stuff around, trying to make it look nice. But let's get straight into this. When it comes to satisfying your soul and not society, that just rung out to me because as right now, as you can see, my hair is looking real crazy. And I've been going back and forth about content, my looks, and things like that. And I've been kind of worried. I work in an industry that I have to, look a certain part. But right now I'm trying to grow my hair. I'm trying to get back to having longer hair, braids or dreads. And I think that just fits who I am a little bit better. This fits the journey that I'm on now. I cut my hair. I used to have long hair as a kid, and I cut my hair because I wanted to have a change up. I thought that I had to be more professional at some point. And now growing up, I realize long hair is professional. My natural hair is professional. Obviously it needs to be taken care of a little bit more, but I can still be professional with my long hair. And I needed to cut my hair, and now this journey I feel like I need to grow out my hair. And right now I've been battling that kind of issue of, do I keep my hair for myself, or do I cut it for the jobs that I have currently and I'm going to have in the future? But I'm going to keep my hair. I just need, like I said, this whole journey with my knees have showed me that I need to be focused on myself. And and also with this journey, as I mentioned plenty other times in these podcasts, and why I'm continue to get out here and try to be consistent with this work, is that, man, I'm looking for the word to say it, man. I just have to be me. I just have to really pursue my dreams. I cannot let the fear of people not liking my content. I cannot let the fear of people not liking me. I cannot let the fear of not being ready stop me from working on the things that I need to work on. You can't be a great athlete if you're not out there, working out. So you can't be that basketball player. You can't be that filmmaker. You can't be that business owner if you're not working on your craft. You won't be good at it. And for the longest time, I've been too shy to put my work out. I've been too shy too embarrassed in myself and my appearance to put my work out. And I don't want to be like that anymore. And so a lot of content that I'm consuming now is about finding your confidence in yourself, which is part of why I am also doing my fast, to build that discipline, to build that love with myself again. But I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. They struggle with will people like this? Is this enough for the people? And we focus on everybody else when sometimes it's just a lot better just to, what do you like? What do you want to do? Who cares if you do something that you care about so much that you wouldn't care if 5 people watched or 1,000 people watched. Work on what you want to work on and get better and see improvements for yourself. And that's the very important thing, because I feel like people sometimes get in things for the wrong reasons, so they don't stay dedicated towards it. I feel like some people, sometimes don't see the reward right away, and that pushes people aside. They're not in it for the long run, or it's never really for them. They do things out of character for other people that's not really them, and it just never works. Some of the people I like the most, and where I get this from, are people who are truly authentic to themselves and don't care what anybody else say. They do it for themselves. They do it because they love it. Even if people don't think they're good, they just do it to make themselves happy. And I was telling my friend, and I would tell other people, is that once you're doing it for yourself, once you're doing it to satisfy you, the audience will come. The people will come. Keep working on your craft, and you will find those people who gravitate to what you're saying or gravitate what you're doing. People will support who you are, support your goal, support your dream, or just have your back, or watch your videos or whatever. But you got to first be true to yourself before you're true to society. And I just want to tell people it's going to be a very harsh journey. That's my subtopic into that. It's going to be a harsh journey. You're not going to be naturally good at it. It might take you a while to, for example, the lighting. If you watch earlier episodes, the podcast started off with just audio. And then it got into me sitting in front of the camera like I'm doing right now with no light. We didn't have an intro. We didn't have an outro. We didn't have a logo. Our logo's still not that great. But what I'm saying is you got to build yourself up, man. It's not going to be a journey where right off the back you're going to be seeing the results. Like I said, if you don't get it for the first year or two, make it something that's true to you that you will still want to keep creating. See, I love what I do. I love creating stuff. I love having a vision and putting it out. So the seeing it grow makes me happy. But you got to understand that the journey of being true to yourself is not always going to be easy. It's kind of like Nipsey Hussle's It's a Marathon. And it really is. Being you in this life is a long process. Reaching to your goals will be a long process. Learning and growing every day is a long process. You might... you got to be true to yourself, accept the process. And I think once you accept the process, even if you don't become the greatest business owner. You're not making $100 million or whatever, or you're not seeing the sales you like, or you see it and you find out that it's not for you. Understanding that this journey is just for you to satisfy what you want to do at that moment is okay. So what I'm saying is, if you decide to do something and you change your mind, that's okay. You're not a failure. You decide to do something for you. And again, the other side of it is, don't let the world makes you feel like you did something bad. You were being true to you. You found out you didn't like it anymore. Found out it wasn't for you anymore. And that's totally okay. To stay true to yourself and don't worry about other people. Another, I guess, from understanding that the journey will be hard and the journey might be a lesson for you in a different direction. Understanding that how to get there, how to be consistent with your goals, how to make sure you're building the confidence for you to, I guess, be true to you. Right now I'm doing a lot of different things. I am fasting. I'm doing more spiritual, I'm more on a spiritual journey right now, being comfortable with God, because I feel like that's who I really need in my life. I am working on my finances, so, I'm an adult, man. If you are old enough to make money, you're not at your mom's house no more, you're not no high school kid, or if you are a high school kid, it's time for you to get your finances in straight, man. So I am getting my finances straight, because that's part of the journey of satisfying yourself. Once you control your life a little better, you won't have to make so many different sacrifices. But what I'm trying to say is, get yourself in order so you can satisfy yourself. Make a plan. I'm going with fasting, restraining from things so I could build the person who I want to be. To work on becoming that person who I want to be, to satisfy myself in that way. I am cutting out things for the society, like social media, or, turning off my phone to people, making more quiet time for me. I'm cutting that off so I can really focus on me, really focus on getting better at what I need to do. That's part of the journey. That's part of making a plan. So make a plan. How are you going to get to where you want to be? And what are you going to cut off to get there? And stick with it. I think it's the hardest thing that people do. Good or bad, you might not get the outcome you wanted. You might not see the results. But you got to stick to a plan for a little bit just to see how it goes. And what I mean by that, like 30 days, stick to one thing. For 30 days, you're going to stay off social media. See how it feels. 2 weeks, you're going to do it. Every weekend you're turning it off. See how you feel, stick to a plan, and see how you are from that day one, the halfway point, and the ending point, and just see how you feel right there. You can't really judge your success off of a couple of days, a couple of podcasts. For example, this one right here, our goal is to make content every month this year. I have a scheduled posting. I'm trying to do 3 podcast episodes a week, 3 videos a week. I'm going to see how it goes. Does my channel grow? Does it not? Can I be consistent? My whole goal this year is to be consistent, to stick to it, and then I can adjust next year, see what I need to improve on in terms of graphics, or do I need to make less podcast episodes? Do I need to change up my style a little bit? Stick to something and stay with it. Then you can reevaluate how to go about a, new direction into your plan. And something that's very important is the financial why. When I say satisfy yourself and not society, you got to find out your why. You got to find out what you're doing it for. If you're doing it for society, to get people's attention, for the love and, the people that care about you in that way, okay, that could be your driving force. You could do all this and be your driving force. I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, do things that make you happy. So if you just like to, again, work out and make videos, and you don't care how many people look at them, work out, make videos, make all the videos you want. And if it gets attraction, great. If you are going to school, not for other people like college, sometimes we go to college just for our moms or our parents, and we don't know what we want to do, and that's a problem. But if you were going for yourself, it would probably be a lot easier for some people to finish college, or you'll be okay with the decision. But sometimes, man, you go to college, you're doing it for other people, and you're like, why am I here? I did that, man. I was in college for a minute. So just be careful. Just be careful why you're doing it, but find out your why. You know, again, if it's more personal to you and who you are and what you want to do and something you care about, the more you're okay with the decision at the end of it. For example, for me, a very personal example, I guess, is that moving to Cape Girardeau. So I go back and forth. You know, this was a great opportunity in terms of job and getting away from my home state. But I did this for me. I did this for me being afraid to leave Omaha, me being afraid that I won't ever leave my home city. And I did it for me, even though it was a smaller place and people were like, why are you here? And I had these blown up patellar tendons, but it was still a decision for me, and I can look back on it in the future. And although it was a harder one, I have been through a lot. It's a good one, and I did it for myself, and I'm very happy with the outcome of what I learned and grew here. And even this experience said to be inside of my house. So find your why, and that's something big, and that's just something big. And just make goals. If you're gonna do something for yourself, man, and not for society, and you might not have no goals, you just might want to be you, right? Just want to exist and have fun. Cool. If you're not, you're someone like me, make some goals, man, because I'm someone that has to be, I'm very goal oriented. I'm very trying to go after it, and I think just making goals in my life period helps, and that just helps me with staying consistent. That's what helps me with understanding that this journey is going to be a long journey. But if I have little measurables for myself, it makes me feel more comfortable. But if that doesn't relate to you, it's totally understandable. Don't have any goals, man. But I think that's going to be all for the Talkative Tim podcast tonight. I tried something a little new with this whole setup, this whole lighting. Now, will I do it every time? I'm not sure, because I have to record pretty late. But I like how it looks. Like I said, every episode we're trying to get better. I'm trying to fix my face a little bit and how I talk and look more friendly and whatnot. I'm trying to be more vocal, trying to be more entertaining. You know, put some fluctuation in my voice, some speaking more clearly. I'm bad with the English, but you know, this is a Talkative Tim podcast, and a lot of times I just vent on things. And right now, a lot of the talk that I'm doing is about self-care, self-help, and just looking at yourself. Just because of the situation I'm in right now, I'm very, looking for motivation and just really dissecting who I am. So a lot of times it feels like venting sessions, and I just hope someone you get something out of this. Hopefully, further in the future, I will have some type of guest, someone to maybe talk about some topics in the world, or to get their opinion on certain things. I do not like talking about relationships. I will have something about relationships, but I do not like talking about people. I don't like giving relationship advice. I don't care what people do with their life. As long as you're not hurting other people, I don't care what you do. So that's all for the Talkative Tim podcast, though, and I'll see you next time.